Hello and welcome to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today at Drayton Park Golf Club. I'm in my swing studio and I want to do a bit of a fun video on trying to hit your driver longer and what you can learn from the long drive guys. If you don't already, before we get started, all the social media info you need for the TruGolf Academy is coming along the bottom of the screen now. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also the website address is on there, so please check those out if you don't already. We're going to go into, as I said, trying to generate more speed with a driver. What I want you to feel in practice is a little bit more carefree, a little bit more reckless really, trying to generate some speed by using the ground better. When you look at a player like Joe Miller, who just won, last year, 2016, won the Long Drive Championship, what you'll actually see is these guys, namely Joe, he's really pushing down at the start of the downswing, and by the time he hits the golf ball, both feet are actually off the floor. Now, I'm not saying this is a great recipe for consistency, but to really learn how to use your better to generate a higher club head speed and start to get that feeling of using this ground force reaction, I want you in practice to go ahead, what I'm going to try and do today, have a bit of fun. See what you can produce. See how high a club head speed you can get and really get that feeling of pushing down into the ground and then actually elevating upwards so you're pushing off the ground. So I'm going to be aiming for, really, my club head speed average with a driver is around 102, 103 miles an hour club head speed. So I get a ball speed sort of 145 to 150, sort of 148 is a pretty good strike for me. So if I can get that ball speed over 150, if I can get that club head speed over 105, it might not sound huge numbers, but we're going the right way. I'm starting to generate some more speed that I really want to try and do. So I'm going to make some practice swings where I really feel like on the downswing I'm pushing downwards, getting more pressure moving down into my lead foot, and I want to feel at impact that I'm actually pushing off the floor, and I may well have some practice swings and try and get the feeling that I'm actually lifting off the floor like a Joe Miller who's completely airborne by the time he hits the golf ball. We've got to get the sequence of this correct, because what we don't want to do is get to the top of the backswing and then jump. Okay, we've got to push down first. What we'll see with all elite golfers is there's a loss of height at the start of the downswing. They get to P6, the last parallel here, and actually, as we know, the handle of the golf club, the hands are rising into impact, and more so with a driver. We definitely want to be hitting up on the golf ball for distance. So these long drive guys are generally hitting up on the ball by around 6 degrees. We know that tour average is about 0. Some are hitting up on it. Justin Thomas, who hits a long golf ball from a relatively small frame. He's tall enough, but you wouldn't say he's a big guy. But he really uses every ounce of his body, and he hits up on the golf ball, I think, by around 4.5 degrees. And that's part of the reason he maximizes his distance. 1, he strikes it very well. 2, he's hitting a high draw. 3, he's definitely hitting up on the golf ball, and he really maximizes his speed. He's not the quickest out there, but he really uses it. Some guys like a Sergio Garcia is generally hitting down on his drive by around 1 degree. So he's giving up a little bit of distance, just trying to hit more fairways. He tends to try and hit more of a fade shape off the tee, or feels pretty comfortable hitting that fade shape off the tee. So he's in downwards on it a little bit. What I want you to do, as I said, the aim of today is to try and generate more speed by using the ground better, and we should start to see an angle of attack much more on the way up. So I'm going to go ahead and just have a few practice swings, no golf ball first, really getting that sensation of pushing down into my lead leg at the start of the downswing and really elevating as much as I can through impact. So down this way, and then really exploding off the floor. So really trying to get this feeling. I've had a few goes at this and mixed results. Either very good or a missed strike and hitting a little bit high out of the club. I think it's going to take some getting used to. I'm not saying it's your stock swing, but I think it's a very good exercise to start to get used to feeling that you're using the ground and using the ground better, seeing what you're actually capable of. Let me go ahead and hit a couple. Forgive me if there's a bad one in there, but it's really just experimenting around with how much force I can use in my golf swing. Let's give it a whirl. Don't you dare say one at home. Right, let's give that a go. So pushing down on the downswing and then almost trying to feel like I'm jumping into impact. Got that going a little left of target. Got some pretty good distance on it. Part of that will be as it's going a little left, as it's hooking just a touch. Good club head speed. So you'll see at home there, hit up on the ball by 3 degrees. It was a centered strike. It was going left because the club face was a little closed, but I actually managed to get my club head speed up to 106 and my ball speed up to 155. Let's give that a go. Let's see if I can hit another one and see if I can get it a little bit more on target. So really getting that feeling of pushing down at the start of the downswing, this way into my lead leg, and then really firing my hips upwards, getting that feeling that I'm jumping into the ball. There's one of the bad ones, high toe. I think the club head speed will probably be pretty good, but terrible ball speed, so not very efficient right off the top of the golf club. So yeah, again, 106. A little bit quicker than the last one, but a duff strike there right off the top of the club. Let's hit one more. See if I can hit a better one. I did get a few of those when I was practicing it. Pushing down and really getting the feeling of using the ground better. One more. Not bad, just not quite as high as I really wanted. I had a few better than that in practice where I was really feeling like I was hitting upwards on it. But again, you can see there a little bit more club head speed, so 107. Smash factor was okay. I got the ball speed, where was it? 156. So definitely increasing a little bit of club head speed. You can see club head speed increased. Second one, ball speed was way down to strike. I hit up on the golf ball by 3 degrees. So that last one was 2.7. I'd want to see even more if I can there. Let's look at the numbers on that. I mean, that was pretty good. That one bent a little bit too far left, maybe from a fractionally toey strike. But it's a good exercise to try and generate, as I said, a little bit more speed, get that feeling of using the ground better. Have a bit of fun in your practice. See what you're capable of. I'm not suggesting you take that out onto the golf course straight away, but start to use the ground better when you're trying to generate a little bit more speed. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel for all the other content coming Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and post some comments and questions below. I'd love to get around to answering your questions or any videos you'd like to see in the future. Thanks guys, we'll see you next time.